There's a difference between a boss and a leader. I have employed multiple individuals from different countries, Guatemala and now in Thailand. And there's one thing that I can share with you that will keep you in a broke-like mindset. As someone who employs locals, there are a few things that I actually do as a leader, not as a boss. For one, I had a housekeeper contact me and tell me that they had their own separate business, but they were interested in working for me. I am someone who will allow for time and space in between the time that you're working for me. If you're free and your shit is done, do your personal business stuff. You do not have to stop that for me. A true leader knows that when they provide a job or a space or an opportunity for someone, that's not always their stopping ground. So give them the space to grow. Another thing that I do with locals in regards to salary, I do ask them, what is their salary expectations? I do this very frequently with locals just because I know that cultural wise, and a lot of times because of their mindsets, they just expect the person to give them a salary and they just accept it and they're grateful for it. And that's all well and fair, but that is what keeps people in a poverty-like mindset. I had to learn before I became a six-figure earner to negotiate, to not always accept what they're always just giving us, because sometimes I leave a lot of money on the table. And then when I get in the role and realize that it's requiring a lot from me, more than what I was getting paid, then I end up screwing myself over. Some bosses or leaders will look at me and say, oh, this is not how I navigate my business. That's your business. But at the end of the day, mine's come along with morals. I try to create an environment that gives my employees a sense of flexibility, also a sense of freedom, and actually enjoy working for me. Because I've come from corporate spaces and I know exactly how a lot of the industry or companies are. And that to me is just not sustainable, especially if you want employee retention. Now, are there people who will try to take advantage of this? Absolutely. But that's where my discernment comes in as a leader, being able to notice someone who is driven and is a good worker. And it's not always about experience. I'm someone who will pick up someone who is honest and hardworking, and that's willing to learn. But I figured I would share this because I feel like a lot of people don't understand this. So if you're someone who is always just saying, hey, whatever the salary is, I will take it, that is coming from a sense of desperation, and that is how a lot of companies take advantage of individuals. This is also why a lot of people stay within their means or less than in poverty, because they're just willing to accept crumbs that someone is giving them, not knowing that if they just asked and know their worth just for a little bit more, that they would be living comfortably.